My absolutely beautiful, lovely friends, lions, lion cubs, we have to talk. I want to cover a bunch of things with you today. Where to begin? Okay, how about this? Stocks did finish higher today, although well off the highs of the day. Still, triple-digit gain for the Dow. Bond market is a freaking hellhole. It's the truth. I mean, and they are trying to spin it every way they can. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about the yield curve. Okay, well, whatever. Of course, that's what they have to say. But let's cover some of the things that are going on here. If you're watching any of the COD shows, especially CNBC, they are thrilled to see what's going on here with crude oil, now $60 a barrel, energy stocks on the rise, and we know what caused this. This was in retaliation for the apparent attack. Apparently Gaza launched rockets on Israel, and Israel had to hit back. I don't know about you. I doubt this happened. But I won't even go there. But where I will go real quick, most of you do know this, and if you don't believe me, well, do your own research on it. The Gulf of Tonkin incident. How many of you even know what that is? The event that led to the U.S. direct involvement in the Vietnam conflict. Well, apparently the USS Maddox, this was a modern-day destroyer at that time. The North Vietnamese Navy consisted of antiquated World War II torpedo boats made of wood. That was their Navy. They decided to use their Navy, apparently, these old wooden torpedo boats left over from World War II, to attack a modern-day U.S. destroyer, a suicide mission, quite obviously. Look, history has proven, and don't take my word for this, this event never happened. The Maddox was never attacked. Never. Didn't happen. This was engineered. It was fake to bring the United States into direct military conflict in Vietnam. So when you hear things like, oh, Israel had to slam Gaza in retaliation for a rocket attack, be very, very skeptical, because what it did do, again, push crude oil higher. Energy stocks got lifted across the board, which also, of course, boosts financials. The two largest aspects of this market, stocks went higher. How many people had to die to make this happen? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but I'm sure it was quite a lot. And I am more than certain that we didn't hit just, Israel did not hit just combatants. This, in my opinion, was fabricated. I know I'm going to take a lot of heat for it, but I was not there. And unless you were there, I don't want to hear a word out of your mouth. It's the truth. Okay, so with that said, we understand what helped boost stock prices today. Now, I want to cover a few other things with you because it's simply unbelievable. So, what do we know? I'm opening up a new page here if you're wondering why I just changed colors. Today, they got CEO after CEO after CEO paraded out on all the card shows. And what are they saying? The consumer is strong. The consumer is strong. What are the bankers saying? Oh, the same thing. The consumer is strong. The consumer is strong. Meanwhile, we just got hit with probably the biggest piece of abysmal economic news on the housing front that we've gotten in a very long time. A historic miss with regard to housing starts. An 8.7% decline versus a decline of what they were expecting. I'm reading this of 1.6%. It's unbelievable. The consumer is strong. Remember that. Let's go on to this next lovely one here. It's just too much. Auto sales continue to fall. New cars. Well, why is that? Well, the prices are out of reach for the regular person who cannot even come up with a down payment anymore. Sounds like housing too, doesn't it? Oh, that was another piece of news that we got today. Let me see if I can find that. We'll get to that in a second. The Consumer Confidence Index fell off a cliff. Did you see Rick Santelli? I actually posted a picture. His face was like this. That's his shocked face. He actually couldn't believe the number because it's abysmal. Consumer confidence crashes the most since October 2008. Home price growth the slowest since 2012. I mean, this is just today. This is just today. There's another one out here I want to get to just real quick. This whole thing with Brexit, that's what really started to put a fire under the futures last night. Of course, this would be very stock market negative if they were to allow this to happen. So it's going to be pushed off, kick the can down the road. The people's voices don't matter. So that's the truth with regard to Brexit. Then we had this one. This is beautiful. Our lovely friend, Steve Leisman. Don't we love Steve Leisman? I want to just pet his head. I want to just pet it. I don't know why I want to do that, but I feel like I want to. Steve Leisman today, get ready for a Fed rate cut. Oh, yeah. That's because the consumer is so strong. All this news that I'm just telling you is because the consumer is so strong. And how do I know that? Because CEO after CEO after CEO is telling me, and so is banker after banker after banker. Oh, yeah, and our president, too. That's why I know how strong the consumer is. Meanwhile, we got this today. This is awful in my opinion. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, there's an eviction crisis. I didn't even hear about this. This was reported on Market Watch. An eviction crisis. Yeah. Sounds like 2008, doesn't it? But that's because the consumer is so strong. The consumer is so strong. I just had to do that. And it's an incredible situation. And homelessness, how about that one? Homelessness is on the rise. But that's also because the consumer is so strong. They're so strong that they're getting evicted. They have to live in the streets. They can't buy new cars. They can't buy new houses either. But you got to remember this one too. And this was from the Federal Reserve. Here we go. Fed Dolly says, there's no inflation. Oh, really? Oh, okay. And that's because, and she's confused about why. She's saying this is a quote. Sit down for this one. With the employment rate so low, this is her, why is inflation so muted? Let's tell this idiot, retard, imbecile that we know the truth, that the numbers are fake regarding unemployment, and there's inflation everywhere, and that's why people cannot make ends meet. People, look, I swear to you, it is impossible to make this stuff up. I mean, I almost feel like I'm reading a science fiction novel. Don't you? It's outrageous. It really is. But anyway, regardless of everything we found today, and that was just some of it, this is just today. Stocks did finish higher in this rigged market. It's unbelievable. It really is. Anyway, let's pay attention to these things because most people will not. And I guess we're kind of the watchers here, the gatekeepers. I wish there were more of us, really, but they're not. The people out there are so dumbed down. They have no idea which way is up, down, backwards, or sideways, east, west, north, south, cold, hot, black, white. They don't know. They have no idea. They just move through time and space like the zombies that they are. Okay? I said it. With that said, was this video important? Do people need to hear anything that I just spoke about? If you believe that's true, this guy would love to see you give me a thumbs up and even love more for you to share it. I doubt it's going to make any difference, it's the truth. But let's try. Let's try to get even one more person to wake up today from their slumber, their whatever they're in. I don't know what they are. It's crazy. Love you all. See you in the morning.